Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy E Games. We are back in Genshin Impact where we are. I might be at the Narukami Shrine, but this is not a wish video. This is actually a continuation of Transient Dreams, Imperatrix Umbrosa chapter, Act 2, Radiant Sakura. Go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and meet Yae Miko in Raiden Makoto's remnant realm of consciousness. A and the Shogun puppet engage in an endless fight for Inazuma and also for A herself. You wish to lend a hand, as you once did, to help her get through this sore test. So yeah, we're gonna look for Yae Miko for help. In the previous ones, if you weren't there, I suggest you watch those, I guess. I don't know, or play through the game yourself. I don't know. But we helped Raiden Shogun kind of come to terms with a lot of her beliefs, or get some answers for a lot of things. And Raiden Shogun, the puppet, is feeling that the original definition of eternity that she's been programmed to believe is in danger of being I don't know, destroyed or changed. So she's not giving Raiden A, which is like technically a consciousness that is living inside the Raiden Shogun puppet's body, access to her body. So now Raiden Shogun, or Raiden A, has to fight against Raiden Shogun to kind of teach the puppet that the new definition is not a product of erosion, of like, it's not a product of like wavering spirits, but it's actually a product of a better mindset, a mindset that has more perspective and is actually more beneficial for like the actual. It's like a better version, a better definition of eternity than the one that Raiden Shogun currently believes. And we were in there with Raiden Shogun, but then she decides that she's gonna fight this battle alone and kicked us out. And now we're like, oh, we need to get help from Yae Miko to help us get back in, since she's helped us get into the plane of Euthymia in the past before. So yeah, let's talk to Yae Miko. How are you doing?
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. You're all tangled up in another situation and need me to unravel it for you.
How'd you know? Wow, you're so smart, Yae Miko.
I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a smile after the first few times.
Uh-oh.
But you're always smiling.
Only on the outside.
That was a figure of speech, do you understand? Nitpicking my turns of phrase. The sheer audacity.
Yeah, how dare you, Paimon? Paimon, get to the point.
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened. It's she.
You tell Yae Miko about everything that has happened.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer will can see her through, despite a near impossible goal that requires nothing short of the very peak of her abilities. Yes, that sounds like A, all right. You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now?
This duel is more serious than anything up till now. She's rushed into it without thinking.
Rushed into it without thinking. Well put. Oh, she acts like such a child sometimes. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
You did. You helped us before. Come on, man. You gotta help us. Come on, man. Oh my god, we need your help so badly.
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure.
Yeah, because she loves teasing people all the time.
You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do.
Oh.
All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura, and from what I've heard, it's a little different from A's plane of Euthymia.
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. You're the ones who have actually been there, so you tell me. What was it like?
I didn't notice anything's different. There was a lot of blades in the background.
Anyway, we needn't worry about the details too much. It'll just be a little difficult to explain things later on, that's all.
What?
First
Okay,
things
whatever.
first. Follow me to the entrance.
Okay, sounds good. Radiant Sakura, return to the entrance to the secret realm. Oh, I can't stop myself. I have to pick these up for some reason. I don't even know what they're used for. Brr, brr. I'm falling.
Gather.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm guessing I won't have the opportunity to pick that stuff up again.
Now then, I always have my ways.
Ew.
It's just a question of how crafty I need to be.
I'm so glad Yae Miko is super reliable.
To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very abstract concept. Luckily, I'm A's familiar, so I can sense her rough whereabouts.
Nice.
In other words, even though I can't pinpoint the exact spatial location of this realm, I can still send you to where A is.
So, it's abstract, but has a location, but you don't know where it is, but you can still send us there. What?
Don't worry about it. That's how APIs work.
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Let me put this simply. Right now, she is surrounded by chaos.
Hey, I was talking about chaos in the previous video.
Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept away by a giant wave that sets you down in an unknown corner of space-time. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
Wait, what?
What? Alright, well, Paimon, stay here then. You two can go in.
Paimon, you're not gonna abandon me, are you?
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
You... Paimon's had it up to here with both of you! Oh, fine! Paimon's coming too.
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way.
Okay.
I say.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic, that's all. My suspicions have been confirmed. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Okay.
Well then, the
Miko-sama.
door's open. Hop on in.
Alright.
I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything happens.
We walk in and the two Raidens are just like sitting on a couch and watching anime and eating snacks.
I'm placing my god in your capable hands.
And they're like, oh, no one's supposed to be here.
For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Oh, we'll bring her front as well. Let's do it.
Miko, you better know what you're doing.
We will not fail.
That's enough chatter. Get to work.
Okay. Booty, 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 booty. Whoa, a cutscene. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on, Paimon. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, that's cool. Whoa. This is crazy.
Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside.
We wish to help Raiden A.
Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Whoa. I wonder if there's any Easter eggs in those images. We have arrived. It's been like 500 years here. They've been fighting for 500 years in this realm.
How can this be?
We asked Yae Miko for help.
You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And how come you have not changed at all in all these years?
All these years? What?
This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Your will today is as strong as it was back then. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, you still would not have wavered. For your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. An inevitability of fate, perhaps. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago.
I only said 500 years because of the 500 years ago thing with the Kanraya thing. I kind of just pulled that on my ass. I didn't think they were actually in here for 500 years. It was just a coincidence that I guessed that.
Final duel? So you're finally willing to stand back, traveler.
Wait, what? Why did it ... and then just go like suddenly skip into stand back traveler? Did I skip something by accident? Are you going to put an end to all this?
I'm going to be the start of something new.
Dun 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 dun.
The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations.
Whoa, hello.
The energy they consumed, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night.
My god.
And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams.
Look at this place.
Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever.
We still don't really get to fight as traveler. It's only
Witness the final calamity.
attack the electro. The electro deploy shields
Shine
quickly.
down.
Oh, there we go. We get protected. Okay. Magatsu Mitake Narukami no Mikoto. Raiden no Inazuma Tono. I don't know what any of that means.
Eternity is in my hand. Illusion shattered.
Am I supposed to break these? Nope. I'm taking damage. Am I supposed to jump over them? Ah! Ah! Eat a chicken. Raiden Shogun.
There is no escape.
It's so cool, that like huge blade, that one arm with a huge like sword.
There is no escape.
Oh, she's just in her ult form this entire time. That's cool. That's a cool thing.
Purge all obstacles.
Eat a chicken.
Inferior.
Yeah, she's just... I really like this boss fight.
Illusion shattered.
It's nice to just like be in Raiden Shogun's or Raiden A's boss form.
Witness the final calamity. Shine down.
Oh, here we go. Whoa. That's so cool. Ouch. Eat a chicken. Eat a chicken.
There is no escape.
Nice.
This is the end. You have won.
Dun 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 dun.
I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future. And you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, I would have lost this duel for sure. Yet, my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess and redrew my limits. I now carry the gaze of the myriad of expectant eyes that look to the light in the heavens. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me, to encourage me. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash a new and unfamiliar power. This power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand and believe in her. When I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that she was by my side once again. It was at once a familiar feeling and a strange one. Makoto barely wielded a blade in her life, and yet her blade brings me closer to her. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant.
She finally presented the correct authentication API key, so that she's shown that she is the administrator of this network, and now she's able to alter the rules. Nice.
I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me.
What?
Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool.
We're gonna have to run a system update on Raiden Shogun Puppet's firmware or operating system, and then now A can properly take control of her.
You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call growth. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future.
Oh, if you just finally come home, you'll have lots of opportunities to fight like this in the future, Raiden Shogun.
Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like, for real this time?
Let's hope so. Muso Ishin is glowing?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness.
What?
I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released.
Very nice.
A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it, That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it. Before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
Whoa!
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really?
Whee!
Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future, nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh?
Goodbye. I will always remember you. I think. Whoa, hello.
Goodbye, Makoto.
After leaving the realm of consciousness and returning to the shrine, you relate.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past.
Oh, okay. So that explains why all of a sudden this tree appeared. Okay. There was time traveling, kinda, sorta. And it's not a illusion or anything. In the previous video, I was talking about theories or hypotheses as to why the people of Inazuma seems to just believe this tree has existed this entire time, whereas A realized it has never seen the tree before and it just kind of like came out of nowhere.
No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Her understanding of eternity is much more profound than mine. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time. When you begin to touch on eternity, the concept of time becomes murky.
Saw wonderful things inside that place. Time was moving forward and backwards at the same time. Time!
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. So that was the turbulence I was sensing.
Sure, I don't know.
Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time without any problems.
Time travel.
And yet, That sense of disorderliness has now completely disappeared.
I don't fully understand yet. But my intuition tells me that the reason for everything, it's that seed.
Well, I'm not convinced that it was Makoto's power alone.
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, her solution is what saved us all.
Who or what is Istaroth? Interesting. I wonder if that goes along the naming scheme of like Paimon and Rex Lapis and Beelzebub Ball and all those names. I think Rex Lapis was the one, or was it Morax? It was Morax. I don't know. That's just gonna be another thing to give our brains a little like bait of mystery. Like, oh, here's a thing. Pay attention to it. It will be paid off later, hopefully.
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago by that disaster and the filth.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No. But I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
Wait, what? How does the tree look now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
I don't really know how it was supposed to look before.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not?
I guess.
Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you?
Yes, I
At
was.
that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space.
Oh, okay. This is all a lot of a mumbo jumbo to me at the
Suffice
moment.
to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for.
Aside from the heart knows what it wants, a lot of the reasons and logic behind how things turned out is a lot of hand waving to me.
The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Oh yay, we're being thanked.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
Perhaps this was what the Shogun meant by an inevitability of fate.
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her.
I wish I saw her one last time, though.
I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day.
Makoto was brilliant, but you made a crucial contribution too.
I just planted a seed.
Your will and hers were both indispensable.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
The final act might be a simple one, but getting there was the result of countless efforts coming together. Just because the cause and effect ended up a bit back to front, doesn't mean you should undervalue the part you played. I don't know, this still really bugs me that. They just might as well have her say this, and it would have made the entire conversation flow a lot better too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days?
I wonder what would happen. If I become president, I will make drive-thrus illegal because they take up too much space and makes a lot of people idle their engines.
Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Nice. Interesting. Because in this patch, I think you can take your boat, the skiff, the Wave Rider boat, from Inazuma to anywhere in the world, I believe now. And that's because, like, the storms around Inazuma is now gone. Because apparently, I guess now it is revealed that A has abolished the Sakoku decree. The Sakoku decree is what had made the storms around Inazuma exist in the first place, I believe, to kind of keep outsiders out and to keep insiders from leaving or something like that. To kind of isolate Inazuma from the rest of the world. But actually I haven't tried taking my boat out to outside of Inazuma. So I don't know how true that is, but I've seen like people like take the boat out all the way to like Mondstadt and stuff and go to that like hidden island in the north where you kind of first start when you first go into this game, when you first like play this game. That area and that, I don't even know what that place is called in Mondstadt up north. But yeah, I guess the Sakoku decree will be abolished and there'll be more exports and imports of materials and resources and culture.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma.
But out of those challenges will be born new opportunities.
I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Transient Dreams, quest complete. Woo! And we get them. You held a single sacred. Wait, whoa, hold on. What is that? It's just a thing denoting you finished the quest item. You held a single sakura petal in your hands before leaving Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness. Its existence is a mystery. It appears no different from an ordinary sakura petals, and there is silently sits on your storage just like any of the others, but you can no longer touch it, nor can you feel its weight or warmth. When an object loses any of the attributes that one would normally ascribe to it, how can its existence be proven for sure? As you think back on the many sights... Can I actually get into this? As you think back on the many sights the petal must have witnessed in the past, a certain guess comes to mind. That which sustains the sakura petal's existence must be someone's will. But as to who this person is, and whether they are intentionally or unintentionally keeping this petal in existence, neither can be known, nor can you prove whether that willpower is one derived from yearning, trust, or gratitude. Perhaps when that person's will changes, so too will this sakura petal disappear. Just to be safe, it might be best to check back from time to time to see if it still exists. Okay. Will one day this thing just like disappear after like a certain story like moment? But yeah, that concludes our story. Actually, let's talk to these people. Yae Miko, what you got for us?
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
Oh, I guess if I talked to either of them, it would have triggered this. About the challenges.
Abolishing the Sakoku decree has a myriad of implications. It would be folly to say that it will be all positive, and there will be no negative repercussions. For example, I can foresee the outside world posing a threat to Inazuma's businesses. These are the issues that I must work to solve.
Hey, you're thinking about this all so conscientiously. I've only got as far as wondering whether I'll be able to sell entrance tickets to the Grand Narukami Shrine in the future.
Honestly, Miko. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
About the gaze of the gods.
Makoto's gaze was always fixed on the people of Inazuma. I always assumed it was because that was her duty. But now, I see that hers was a gaze full of delight and hope. It was not just a duty, but a joy, too. She loved humanity very dearly.
If the people of the past deserved the god's attention, then so do the people of the future.
Indeed. No longer will I ignore their passions and dreams. Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
About the centuries of dueling.
To put it bluntly, it was constant torture, with no end in sight. Faced with an endless battle, I had to remain focused at all times. Had my concentration lapsed for but a moment, the Shogun's blade would have taken my life. Safe to say, were it not for my previous experiences in combat, my skills would not have been up to the challenge. I would most certainly have been defeated. And through it all, you also had your part to play.
Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. Ah, thank you.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
About the damage to the sacred sakura.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I will be sure to remind the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions of their duties in this regard.
I'm guessing the Yashiro commission is supposed to like help nurture and nourish the roots back to health, and the Tenryo commission is supposed to be the ones to fight off the what are those things called? Those like whelps? What do they call them? Something hounds? Wither hounds? No. I don't remember what they're called, but yeah, to fight off those like floaty dog things.
It's not only the monsters that I am worried about. I'm concerned about what else might escape from the sacred Sakura.
That's a tough one, all right. There's plenty more besides memories held in the ley lines.
Since you clearly understand, perhaps you could think about making an effort too.
Yeah, Miko.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
I kind of like messed up there. Like I was gonna say yeah, Yae Miko, but then yeah sounds like yeah, Yae anyway. So in my brain, it all made me think like I already said Yae, so all I said was Yae Miko. That probably doesn't make sense out of context. Yae Miko said she was placing her god.
Yae Miko said nothing of the sort. And the traveler has some nerve making up spurious claims about her while she is still present. Some words are not to be passed on.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, you don't want to know the cost of betraying me. Just think of the things I said to you as our little secret. Understood.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it.
Ooh, I suddenly want some fried tofu.
Stinky
Many
fried tofu?
challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
I have no other questions. Is it the same when I talk to A then?
Many
Yeah,
challenges
it's the
still
same.
lie ahead for Inazuma.
Alright, well that's what wraps up this story then. It's nice. I was pretty immersed in this story. There's not a lot of things I can think of to nitpick it. It flowed pretty well and it answered a lot of questions and it rounded out A's character a little bit more, I feel like, and it made it so that her naivety is explained in the previous part of this story. And it's a bit of a satisfying ending to me, for me then, for knowing that she doesn't stay like this stupid naive character. She actually changes and grows, which is nice. I really like that. It's because we have more story for her. I think she's almost, oh man, if I go to my character. So Jean was like my favorite character for the, well, I guess my favorite waifu. My favorite character is actually Zhang Li. His story and everything seems to be the coolest, but my favorite waifu was Jean because she's like so cool. She's like so badass. She's like this leader, super responsible, and she works super hard and everything. There's lots of admirable traits about her, and her gameplay is really fun too. She has like a really fun bursty elemental skill that you can just like tap and like fire and forget, and she also heals. So I really like that too. But yeah, story-wise, I also liked her character and everything because of her being a leader, her being like super responsible, having the respect of everyone, and she also looks super cool. And her character design is super cool. And in the Japanese voice, she has what's that? Senjogahara Hitagi's voice actress does her voice, which is like kind of a little bit of a weak spot for me too. But because her story was kind of the first story where it was the leader who's taken on too much work, it was kind of okay, but we kind of had that story repeat many times with like Kachin, she works too hard. Kokomi, she works too hard, and her story kind of like, because of all the repetition and similarity of these stories, it made her story, it kind of like reduced her story a little bit. But still, like, she was my favorite waifu of all time. But then now, because we have the story of A, oops, I want to go into this one, of Raiden Shogun, and how much growth she's had. She's quickly becoming my favorite waifu. I don't know. She's tied as my favorite waifu now. I won't be able to choose between her and Jean now. And currently it is still the Yae Miko banner, and the next one is supposedly Raiden Shogun and Kokomi, Sangonomiya Kokomi. And I'm most likely, I'm just going to ignore the Kokomi one since I already have her unlocked, and I'm going to spend all my wishes trying to get Raiden Shogun. But yeah, as cool as Yae Miko is, as much as I want her, if I don't get her by the time I'm close to like the 5-star pity count, I'm just gonna save that for Raiden Shogun to try and bolster my chances as much as possible to actually pull her. But yeah, other than that, I really like A as a character, and she's becoming one of my favorite waifus of the game. But yeah, I guess that's all I have for you for today. Hopefully A and G never meet each other, because then I would have a field day with that storyline when those two meet, and I would have to choose between one or the other. But yeah, I kind of wish that there's more stories for Jean, but I guess this whole version has been centered around Inazuma, and there hasn't really been a lot of events or anything around Mondstadt. The last two like events was the Mid-Autumn Festival and the Lantern Rite, which is the Chinese New Year's festival for Li Yue. So there actually hasn't been a lot of new stories for Mondstadt. The only new story is like Albedo, and it doesn't really focus on any of the other characters all that much, aside from maybe a little bit more for Eula and Amber. But I really want more stories with Jean, because I really want there to be I really want there for me to have an excuse to like Jean more. But unfortunately, she's not that. Her character and her character arc and her stories about her is not really progressing. There isn't a lot of things progressing that story. And right now, I guess because of the popularity, because of how much Ninazuma is being focused on, we've been getting more and more stories about like Raiden Shogun and like anything adjacent to Raiden Shogun, like Yae Miko, like I don't know, I guess Arataki Ito and Kujo Sera. And actually, we haven't had a story about Kujo Sera. She kind of just appeared during the Archon quest. Oh yeah, and I guess the Archon quest is like in this area too for the most part. I think the last one went back to Li Yue, but who knows? Who knows when? I actually noticed there isn't a Archon quest for this version, at least not yet. This one started off with an event and the Yae Miko and this story, which I haven't. I can probably unlock the Yae Miko story now, but yeah, we'll do that next time. Yeah, so yeah, look forward to that. I guess subscribe if you want to see that story. See me play through that story too. Anyways, that's all I have for you for today. I'm gonna stand here with Raiden Shogun and Yae Miko because they're my best friends now. All right, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one where I'll continue the story, the version 2.5 story, and it's gonna be Yae Miko's story. And yeah, goodbye.
Lightning flash!
That's so cool that all three of these characters are Electro right now. All right, goodbye.